Ron Garza. My title is Associate Vice President for Workforce and Economic Development.
Tell us about what your work involves, Ron.
Sure. So I oversee what's called the Office of Workforce and Economic Development. So some of the departments and programs that are under that office, they have been around for a long time. But what the university has done is they have packaged them into a more accessible format by having them all within this Office of Workforce and Economic Development. So it is a division of governmental relations, and that's very intentional with our model here in the Rio Grande Valley, because one thing we know in the Rio Grande Valley, UTRGV is the Valley's university and interfaces with a lot of cities. So developing networks and partnerships with EDCs and the cities are very important. So what we're doing today is announcing a new partnership like we have in other cities by establishing an office hub of the Office of Workforce and Economic Development. So we have been very strategic in where we place this infrastructure because, of course, we have a limited number of staff members, but we do want to ensure that we are accessible to the entire community. So what we have done is we've kind of assessed areas, like in March, we opened eBridge. So obviously eBridge and Edinburgh are anchors for us. However, these hubs are very important, supplementary. We announced Harlingen last week. Today we're doing the City of Mission, which Harlingen and Mission are extremely fundamental subsidiary anchor points for us. We have infrastructure in Weslaco with a CIC that we're integrating more of our services with. We've announced San Benito last month as well, and we're looking at other cities for strategic locations. That would include rural and other populated areas. Again, we don't want to oversaturate. We want to make sure that we very equitably fill in the space and where there's resources available. But the great thing about the Office of Workforce and Economic Development, our primary customer are the businesses that already exist in that community. And the great thing about the Rio Grande Valley, we have a tremendous entrepreneurial spirit. So what we aim to do is bolster their capacity, ensure that they're more resilient and ultimately more profitable so that the cities and communities can generate more sales tax, more property tax, and that just helps fund the cycle of prosperity and infrastructure.
I heard you say this to another reporter where you're going to have a full-time person here and a small business owner can come in, make an appointment, and one of your team members that's in charge of one of the programs can come in here and give the advice that small business owner is looking for.
That's exactly right.
Tell us about that.
So what we're currently doing is we're hiring program navigators for our presence in Mission and in Harlingen. So those two individuals will be there full time and be the customer service navigator for when people come in and want to just inquire about services. So that could be a small business owner that is currently there. It could be somebody that's interested in potentially, opening a business in the community in the future. It could be somebody that's interested in looking for continuing education classes, things like, English as a second language or our certified public manager. We have 91 different service arrays that are much different than the community colleges. So we have that offering. So any information, if it's workforce or economic development related, this is a great starting point. Again, not a lot of people like to visit websites or pick up the phone. Some people still want to visit with people in person. So that person will be located here. An additional thing that person will be doing is working alongside the EDCs as part of their business retention and expansion program. Business retention is one of the most vital functions that EDCs do because that is not recruiting new businesses, that is ensuring that who's there already is as profitable as they can be and can grow and expand. So one thing that sometimes we don't do enough is celebrate when businesses retain their employees, expand. Of course, we all love to announce new businesses, but we have so many great business community already in our areas that we want to make sure that they have the resources that they need to be sustainable for as long as they want to do business.
I would imagine this is going to be huge for the western part of the county because, like it was said, this is your first foray into the western part of Hidalgo. You're in Rio Grande City. That being said, because of the demographics, what if a small business owner comes in here and wants all that information in Spanish?
Yes, so one requirement of those positions that we're hiring is that they are bilingual. So all of our service array is in English and Spanish, which is very important. So, as the, Mexican market wants to come in and enter US market, and entrepreneurship is growing here because of that, we want to make sure that we have the resources to accommodate that. So we're really excited about it. And again, something that we're real sensitive to, we didn't want to, look at taxpayer dollar creating new infrastructure. There's so many great pieces of infrastructure that are already in place. So we wanted to maximize the presence by being strategically located where cities, EDCs, or sometimes the university already own facilities.
Perhaps a difficult question for you, because I know you've only recently joined UTRGV, but this seed building has been here for 8 years. Why do you think it's taken so long for the university to get here?
Well, that is an interesting question, but I do know that when the mayor shortly, took office, that was one of the top priorities. She, as we sat down and met, she wanted to explore any way to have more of a presence with the UTRGV. And as I explained earlier, sometimes with the traditional academic programs, sometimes that's hard to diversify the infrastructure. But servicing those community programs that we have, it was a perfect fit. So again, buildings like the Seed, they're wonderful, they're great facilities, but the magic is what happens with the programming. The people and the programs that happen in this place are really what make it so fruitful and influence the economy. UTRGV now is going to be a big player in that arena.
Last question, going back to the small business community, I think there were incredible remarks from the city manager, Randy Perez, when he said the city learned so much during COVID. Small businesses wanted advice, wanted help. No one knew where to go. They were sent all over the place. This is going to really address that.
That is correct. Myself, I had that experience as city manager during COVID. So, the good thing about the resources that were available during COVID is that you could supplement small business activity because of the shutdowns. But that helped the cities create relationships with small businesses that maybe they didn't have before. And the one thing that we learned, and it was extremely evident, that almost every small business has room to grow. So programs like what we're bringing here at Mission is the resources that would help you grow. Some businesses are very happy and content at the level that they're at. But if you want to grow your businesses, expand your employees, and provide more services, and ultimately more revenue, there's resources out there. So having this office here will make those resources more accessible.
Ron Garza, UTRGV, Associate Vice President. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Again, we're very excited about this. Our work with the cities and the EDCs, we talk about the economic ecosystem. It really takes all the players. The junior colleges, the universities, the EDCs, we're all one big component of ensuring that we have all the pieces, and our ecosystem roots are very deep to make sure that we have a vibrant Rio Grande Valley. So we're really proud to be part of it.
Ron, thank you so much for today's interview, and you can just feel the excitement here in Mission.
Thank you.
That you're here.
We're very excited. Thank you.